up guys, Dakota here and welcome back to the channel. So as you can tell from today's title, we were going to be talking about how the Jeep JL has held up over a year and over 18,000 miles. Now technically it's not quite a year, it's about 4 days from being a year, but close enough. So we'll just go ahead and jump right into it. Alright guys, so we got the Jeep parked up here. Now first thing that we're going to do is just kind of give you guys a brief overview on the exterior, and then I'll give you guys kind of the rundown on how it's been. So first off, the vehicle is 100% stock. I have not done a thing to it, except originally the vehicle had the plastic bumper. I just upgraded to the Mopar steel bumper, which was a factory option. That's the only thing that I've done to this thing at all. So if you guys want a full spec overview of my Jeep, I'll put a link in the description below of the video that I made, kind of going over every option that I picked and what my vehicle has. So far it's been awesome. I have not had any mechanical issues with it whatsoever, just routine maintenance on this thing. So oil changes and putting gas in it. Now one thing that you guys might not know is when you buy a Wrangler, you actually get this thing called the Jeep Wave program, and that will mean that you can get like your first 4 oil changes, I think, for free. So I actually haven't had to spend any money on doing that. Now let's talk about the tires. These things are 33-inch BF Goodrich KO2s. They came with the Rubicon, and as you can see here, so 18,000 miles, used as my daily driver, and I take it off-road, and I still have plenty of tread depth here. These things are awesome. They're very quiet. I see why Jeep picked them to put them on the Jeep, because so far they've done great off-road, and they're quiet on the road. Now, one thing that I do want to point out as far as like mechanical stuff that I have an issue with is actually in here, and this is the only mechanical issue I have. So I'm gonna see if you guys can hear it. So that's it. That's the only thing that squeaks or rattles in the Jeep, and that's easily fixed just by me putting some type of lubricant on there. Other than that, that's it. Now, this fender I did actually have to replace because I hit a rock, it fell off. I thought I popped it back in, and on the drive back, it got tore off, and so I had to get another one. This guy right here, just on this side, is loose, but again, that is my fault. I came down a little too fast off of a little ledge when I was going off-road, kind of smacked down on it, so it made that side loose. Other than that, it's been totally fine, and as you guys can see, I mean, it looks awesome. Again, link in the description for a full overview of what my vehicle has, but it has been great. So now we'll kind of hop inside and talk more about how it's been as a daily driver. All right. So now that we're inside, I'll kind of give you guys the rundown on how this thing has been over the past year and 18,000 miles. So honestly, it's been way better than I thought it was going to be when I initially bought it. Now obviously it's Jeep, so I expected it to, I guess I expected it to be a lot rougher than it actually is. It's actually very comfortable and fairly quiet for what it is, for being a giant box with doors come off, the windshield folds down, and you know, you got front and rear solid axles. It's not bad. Like, if you're gonna daily drive this thing, it's not bad at all. It's totally doable. It's not bad. The tire noise is virtually nothing with these particular tires that it comes with. You get a little bit of wind noise naturally because it's a box, so you do get that. But it's not bad. Now, as far as gas mileage goes, I've been getting about 18.5 miles to the gallon, and I have the 3.6 V6 with the 6-speed manual and a Rubicon. So I'm getting about 18.5 miles to the gallon, and that's about the best I've been able to do with mixed driving, highway driving, city driving. That's about the best I can do is 18.5. So again, not terrible. And overall, how it's held up after using it, I've towed dirt bikes with it. I've loaded some stuff up in the back, whether that's been dirt bike gear, people, know, TV stands, stuff that you'd use every day, as if you were to use it as a everyday vehicle. And the interior has held up really well. There's no squeaks, there's no rattles. The only thing, like you guys saw earlier, is that pedal, which I can fix. I just haven't. That's not that big of a deal to me. And just, you know, it is what it is. But you can easily fix that. Now, the roof makes a little bit of a noise, but it's always been like that because you can take all of it off. So you would expect it to make some type of noise. But it's not like it's constantly vibrating or anything like that. It's just when you hit a big bump, you'll kind of hear it go, like, just shift a little bit. That's it. The sound system in mine is awesome. I got the upgraded sound system, so I have the larger screen and everything. Again, I'll put a link in the description for the spec overview of my Jeep. It's been awesome. The interior quality of everything has held up so far super well. Like I said, nothing rattles. Everything's held up well. Nothing is falling apart. Nothing looks like it's super worn. And now in my Jeep, I have the cloth seats. Same thing. Those, when they're clean and not full of dirt and everything, they look fantastic. They still look brand new. They've held up very well for me hopping in and out of this thing every single day, or being in them for, you know, 4-hour road trips one way for, you know, they still have held up really well. I'm really happy about that. And then let's talk about, a lot of people are curious about noise. So I mentioned it briefly earlier, but like if you're cruising on the highway at 70 miles an hour, the only thing you're hearing is wind noise. The tires that come stock with the Rubicon, the BF Goodrich KO2s, they're so quiet on the road, it's ridiculous. The only thing you hear some engine noise, some drivetrain. Now again, I have the manual, so the automatic might be a little bit better. You hear some drivetrain noise and wind noise. Other than that, it's totally fine. Like, you know, when people talk about Jeeps and they're like, oh, they're horrible. Clearly, they haven't driven one since the 80s, because they're so much better than they used to be. They are not bad at all. And like I said, as far as everything holding up, it's fine. Like I said, nothing squeaks, nothing rattles. Everything is put together very solidly. And it's been awesome as a daily driver. And if you guys have seen in my previous videos, you know that I use it to go off-road. And I do actually use it how it's intended. And for something to take that type of abuse, even if you're just crawling, it's still hard on the vehicle. And for something to take that type of abuse, and then to be fairly civilized when you're back, you know, going to work on a Monday morning, is just awesome. So it's nice to know that you can do that. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I have done zero mechanical stuff to this thing. Like, I haven't gone and taken it to get things greased up or anything. I haven't even had to pay for any of the oil changes. It's just, when you buy a Wrangler, like I mentioned, you get the Jeep Wave program. So like I think it's your first 4, and whether that's oil changes or tire rotations, whichever you choose to do, I believe you get those for free, because I haven't had to pay for a single one. And it's not a package that I bought, you know, at the dealership. That's what it came with. So maintenance wise, it's cost $0 for this thing for me to maintain it, other than just putting gas in it and doing that. Other than that, it's cost me nothing. So if you guys are kind of on the fence about one and you're like, I don't know, will it hold up? Just go ahead and buy it. Now, obviously, one thing that you guys might be asking is 2-door or 4-door. I have the 2-door, but I have no kids. I don't have any dogs or anything. So the 2-door works for me. Like, I've fit up to 5 people in here, no problem. And actually, to give you guys kind of an idea, the back seat legroom is about the same as a Chevy Colorado or Toyota Tacoma in the 2-door. Getting in is harder, but the legroom is actually about the same. If you go and look it up, it's actually about the same. So obviously, if you've got kids, you're probably better off getting the 4-door. You might want the 2-door, but realistically, you're probably gonna be better off with that. So overall, it's been awesome off-road. It's good on-road. It's a great daily driver. And anyways, guys, kind of drug this out a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.